Well, I'm here outside Cromer Hospital. We've had huge problems with Cromer Hospital for too many years now. We've been waiting and waiting for a new hospital, and it just isn't coming. And what makes me really angry about that is the fact that the money was there, the money was given by very generous donations from people in Cromer, and yet still the NHS is failing to deliver it. And this is one of the big problems for this election, and one of the big decisions that we have to make, because we have a government that just doesn't understand what we need in our rural health service. It doesn't understand the importance of having local hospitals. They're centralising and controlling everything, and that's exactly what we as a Conservative government would want to change. We would want a local NHS controlled by local people, because I haven't met a single GP in North Norfolk that says that we don't need a Cromer Hospital. If we can put the funding decision-making power into those GPs, then I know that hospitals like Cromer, North Walsham, Lascelles Ward at Kelling will all be much better off and have a much more secure future. Good afternoon. I'm here today with Alan Cargill, who is an important farmer in Gimingham and the North Walsham area, along with a lot of the rest of North Norfolk. Also Robert Sturdy, one of our MEPs with a farming background himself, and we've been talking this afternoon about some of the challenges of running a farming business in Britain today. Alan, do you want to just talk through some of what you've been telling us of the challenges that you face in your business?
Bureaucracy mainly, I think, probably is a very important interference from various bodies coming along. Also, we would very much like there to be a level playing field, so that what we're doing in this part of the world, in British agriculture, is the same as anybody else.
Well, we've been joined by David, who's been working here for many years, more years than he'd care to remember apparently. And has been telling me that not much has changed really over that time. But what do you think? What have been the big changes for you?
Well, the main thing when I first left school and started work, there was a lot of smaller farms. A lot of them been on it. Machines have improved, technology, machines have got bigger, so there's less labour, but you still, you know.
And the money's better.
Yeah. Yes, that's you know, it's a way of life. Everything moves on, and we have to move with it.
Absolutely.
You know.
Robert, we were talking about a level playing field.
Yeah.
Alan was saying we need that level playing field. What can we do in Europe?
Well,
it's
a very good point that Alan raised, actually. I mean, obviously, we all believe in the fact that everybody should be equal. But there are people like the French who are more equal than others. But no, quite seriously, we always have problems. First of all, the interpretation of regulations. Member states, some of them are very generous in their interpretations, and others are very sort of strong in it. And I always use the example of the Slaughterhouse Directive. It left Brussels about 9 pages long. The French then took it, ended up 3 pages long, and when it got to Britain, it was about 80 pages long. And that is always a problem, and those problems actually affect your business, because you spend your time, you were saying earlier on when we were in the office, how much legislative things you have to do just to make farm assured, companies that you supply, and everything else. It's a full-time job almost.
And that gold plating is happening here, isn't it? That's one of the big problems. Is it's not a European issue. It's actually our government with yet more bureaucracy, yet more centralising, and more form filling, and that's part of a much bigger picture for me. We've got to get rid of in this country. Is that
Left over from
culture.
having a big empire, very well run, wonderful bureaucracy, and also playing cricket.
Well, I'm sure we want
Playing
to
by
encourage.
the rules. It's
Well,
not
this is
what
true.
you might call a French thing to do.
Yes. Well, certainly one of the big challenges for us is to get over that mentality, is strip back government, get it back to supporting people to do their jobs, rather than getting in the way and creating more cost for businesses and making us less competitive. Because at the moment we've got to do everything we can to increase jobs, and we don't do that by piling more and more bureaucracy on businesses, whether it's farming or any other industry.